It's First Pitch. I'm the Prez. My favorite show of the week. The legend himself, Dave Cokin, with us. And Theodore, Clean Shaven Covers. My brother, any time with you is time well spent. I know you feel the same way. How are you today?
Time well spent? I'll
take the under.
I gotta take the under on that. I'm choking on that one. Yeah. I'll take the under on how much time is well spent. That being said, hopefully we can give our viewers some pertinent information to help them make some winning wagers tonight. As for the beard, I mean, it comes off in the summer, man. As soon as it gets to 90 in Vegas, I take it off. You don't want to sweat out of your beard, dude. So it'll come back next winter. It's a hockey thing, right?
Just don't take anything else off.
Fair enough.
Listeners, so you all know, in case you missed yesterday's show, Dave Cokin will be joining us every single day, Monday to Friday on First Pitch, and we'll always have another guest. Today is the most annoying man in the sports gambling industry, Teddy Covers. Tomorrow, Ralph Michaels. And then Friday, Brian Leonard. And make sure to watch the Friday show, guys. Dave and Brian are going to go deep into how they handicap baseball. So we're going to be adding some theory to that show. Dave, so you understand, every time Teddy is on with me, look at his face, Dave. Just look. I bring the red card out. If Teddy gets 3 red cards for annoying me, he must leave the show. Right now, he's at a half a red card.
Has there ever been an expulsion?
We got the 2.5 one time. But now that you're on the show, I don't mind kicking him off because the show could go on without him. He always starts with a half a red. I have to get a yellow card, so I'll give him a yellow next time, which is half a red. And that's just because, well, he's on the show with me, and he annoys the shit out of me. And he's speechless.
So am I.
Yeah, I mean, will you respond? I mean, yeah, that's a great way to I thought the concept of this is let's show some people that we actually have some knowledge about baseball.
Well, why don't you show them, dude?
To visit WagerTalk on a daily basis. Not let's rip our handicaps for being giant assholes. Even if I am a giant asshole, I'm making you money. Hopefully, I'm making my clients
That's
money.
One.
Oh, there's one. There we go. That didn't take long.
New York Yankees minus 237 all the way up to, I know you don't care about guts.com, but they got a 286 on the board. Over and under is 9. Teddy, fill us in.
Well, game 2 of doubleheaders, I don't do anything before game 1.
Yeah, so we go through this every week.
All that being said, there's an angle in play for this game, courtesy of Ralph Michaels, and doesn't have a huge sample size. And it's only gone 7-7. However, it's 7-7 using division dogs of plus 200 or more in the second game of doubleheaders. That's been plus 9.3 units since September 2006. So if they win the first, they're still profitable in the second. So there can be a technical case to be made for the Orioles in this ballgame, not one that I handicapped.
Dave Cokin, what we're going to do is whoever speaks second on a game, 30 seconds or less, one quick piece of information and what your thoughts are. Go ahead, my friend.
I don't have any. It's the same as Teddy. I've got to see what happens in the first game, who's available, what the lineups are. And honestly, I won't get involved in it anyway because I almost never play games with prices that high.
Let's get to the next game. Chicago Cubs on the road playing Cincinnati. Cubs are absolutely rolling. Won last night 3-1, won their last 3 in a row, 6 of their last 7, 8 of their last 10. This is the best Cubs team we've seen in a long while. They are a dog tonight, albeit very small. Dave Cokin plus 110, over and under is 9. What do you like?
Well, look, the Cubs are an underdog for a pretty simple reason. Yu Darvish keeps on walking the entire ballpark. And I mean, you just can't do that. He got away with it in his last start, but I think he had 6 walks in that start. He's had control problems all season long. Sonny Gray he's been okay for the Reds. They haven't been winning when he pitches. They're only 2-6 when he takes them out. He hasn't gotten much run support. The Reds' offense is not trustworthy. I can't lay a price with Cincinnati, but I can see why they're the favorite in this game. It's the market making its statement against Yu Darvish, who's been terrible.
Teddy, do we overthink this? The Cubs are so much better than Cincinnati in every way. Do you just take them and call it a day?
I don't want the Reds. I mean, they're not like the Reds are winning for Sonny Gray. They're 2-6 in his 8 starts, and Gray has his own issues, much like Darvish. But, this is not a bet on quote from Joe Madden after his last outing where, I mean, literally, you only gave up 1 hit against the Marlins, but he gave up 6 walks and was in trouble the whole game. Quote, it's frustrating for him, of course, and we just got to keep working at it. I don't have any solid answers. He's healthy. The ball's coming out of his hand really well. Just got to be more consistent in the zone. It's not that complicated. It's been very complicated so far this season. Yu Darvish leads the majors with 33 walks in 36 innings. That's why the markets are going against him, and that's why, look, I'm not laying with Cincy, but I talked myself out of Chicago on this one. Darvish isn't really trustworthy right now.
Teddy, you're up first. Milwaukee 25-19, Philly 24-17. Milwaukee played great yesterday. Both sides of the field. They hit well. They pitched well. Home team is minus 110-ish. The over and under is 9 in this game. Gio versus Jake. Where are you going?
Well, I mean, I think the Brewers are better than the Phillies, flat out. And with Harper's struggles and getting booed every game in Philadelphia, what's he had, 20 multi-strikeout games this season? He's on pace to be just awful. And they got 10 years of this guy now. These are issues.
Come on, he's going to be just fine.
I'll take the under on Bryce Harper being just fine in Philadelphia. You'll see. And I'll give Cokin credit because when they signed him, they're like, this is not the guy the Phillies want. He was flat out with it, and boy, he's been right so far. Meanwhile, Gio's been great. I mean, he's a guy that the markets never seem to like and never seem to respect. $1.69 ERA in 3 starts. He's had a great track record against Philadelphia. Shut down the Cubs, held the 2 hits last time out.
Yep.
I can understand the market support for Milwaukee in this one.
Gio is Mr. Milwaukee because they got him late last season, and he pitched very well for them down the stretch. Then they didn't bring him back, and he couldn't make a team out of spring training. The Yankees said, no, we don't want you, even with all the injuries. So he opted to go free agent. Milwaukee picks him back up, and he's been tremendous. Arrieta is kind of starting to look like one of those more reputation than reality guys at this point. He hasn't been real good for the Phillies. I think Milwaukee, look, the market reflects this. This is a cheap price for the Phillies at home, which to me is an odds maker's indicator on Milwaukee, and I would agree with that.
He's Dave Cokin. I'm the Prez. Teddy covers with us. You're watching First Pitch. Make sure, everyone, to tune in to Puck Time. Carm and I take apart the San Jose St. Louis game. And Morning Joe was a great show. Ralph Michaels, full of information. I looked at the Raps game tonight as well as the Raps series bet and the Golden State game tomorrow. Dave, I go to you first on the 20-20 New York Mets on the road tonight, playing Washington, who's down 15 units for their clients, and yet a big favorite at minus 167, over and under 8. Font versus Corbin. Corbin's pitched well this year, and that's why we're seeing this Washington team as a favorite. What do you like tonight?
Well, I'm not laying a price for Washington. That is completely out of the question. The way to look here is the under. Font, kind of a new lease on life for Font. I mean, he's not a great pitcher by any means, but he's a guy who could slot into a 5-spot in rotation. It's a chance for him to showcase himself a little bit. Corbin's been fine. The Nationals lineup is getting a little bit healthier, but I really don't think it matters with that team at this point. They're just a complete train wreck. And it's not like the Mets are tearing the cover off the ball. I think there's a good chance this game stays under the total. The worry, of course, is the bullpen's late, so you might want to consider the first 5 option.
Theodore, what do you like in this game?
I want no part of the Nationals in this price range, period. So it's Mets or pass a priori for me. And frankly, I have no argument with taking the Mets at the big plus price in this ballgame. Washington stinks. They know it. They're playing that way. Dave said they're getting healthier. They still can't hit their way out of a wet paper bag. I don't care how good Corbin's been to be Mets or pass for this better.
And you just said something really key. And they know it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really big statement.
Yep.
I don't care about this stuff about, well, we're going to go out there and compete every day. When you know you're bad, it shows, and it's showing on this team.
He's Dave Cokin. Teddy covers with us. Teddy, Boston finally lost a game after winning 5 in a row. Chris Sale, 7 innings pitched, but didn't get it done. They're at home tonight, hosting Colorado. They are minus 149. The over and under is 9. Marquez has pitched well. 57 innings pitched on the season, a 1.14 whip, a 3.34 ERA. But here's really the bottom line for me. Boston's playing the best baseball of the season for them so far, even though it's young. They're a much better team than Colorado. It seems like a short price. I like the Red Sox.
No, I don't. And for all this, Boston's just fine. Boston's back on track. The Red Sox hot streak has come against the sub-500 A's, the sub-500 White Sox, the sub-500 Orioles, the sub-500 Mariners. Okay? They haven't played any good teams during Boston's figured it out. All right? And last night they played a good team. They set a Major League record. What the Rockies had 24 strikeouts without a walk.
Yes.
And they still won the game.
It's crazy.
I'm not laying with Boston in this ball game. Marquez is the best starter the Rockies have. They're hitting the ball right now. And when you're winning games where you're not playing your best, like they did last night, to me, it's a positive sign moving forward.
Dave Cokin.
I lean with you on this one, Prez. I lean Red Sox. Eduardo Rodriguez is really throwing it well right now. And Boston just wins when he shows up. 25-6 in his 31 starts the last 2 years. And, the Rockies were just so fortunate last night. They actually did they set an all-time record for futility and won the game. It was just a crazy game. I will say this, though. I'm not going to lay that kind of a price, particularly with Benintendi and Mookie having a really bad combined night last night. Sometimes that'll go back-to-back.
Dave, yesterday we talked about Caleb Smith. I came down to earth. Tampa Bay won 4-0. And one of the things I've been mentioning almost daily is how good Tampa Bay is on the run line. They're 25-15 on the season. They're up 2 units on the money line, but they are up 11.5 units on the run line. They are minus 185, give or take, today. The over and under is 7.5. I'm going right back to the well, Dave. Tampa Bay on the run line.
I can't blame you. The Marlins, if you think the Nationals know they're bad, what about the Marlins? They have a legit chance to end up with a worse record than the 62 Mets, who are the worst team of all time. They won 10 games. Miranda hasn't pitched that badly. The way I grade, 5 of his last 6 starts have been average or better. But their offense is just pathetic. Stanek will open here for, I guess it's Beeks. I don't know that it matters. The Marlins are basically unplayable at this point. So I can't disagree with what you said.
Theodore?
I thought Dave nailed it. The Marlins are basically unplayable at this point. They are. So it's a matter of, do you want to lay this price? Do you want to lay a run and a half? You talked about Tampa on the run line. And the thing you worry about the most on the run line, well, there's 2 things. You worry about, is your team going to score? And can the other team, chip away? Tampa's offense isn't great, but Miami's lineup is the worst in baseball by a very large margin. We don't worry about them. When they're down 2-0, the game's over in Miami. So they're not a team that I worry about laying the run and a half against as much as I do teams with a much more potent lineup.
Teddy, I'll go to you first. Houston on the road playing Detroit. Outstanding start to the season for Houston.
Line.
What?
I said, look at this betting line for a road favorite, no less.
Yeah, well, yeah. So you know what? No intro, no nothing. I like the dog.
You like the dog? Right. You can like the dog. The Astros aren't just beating teams.
Oh, boy.
They are crushing everybody.
11-4, 8-1.
Yeah.
What is the odds? They literally won 11-4 twice in the last 4 games.
They're 10-1 in their last 11. All 10 of their wins have come on the run lines. Okay. So they're winning by a run and a half, and they're winning by 5 runs every night right now. I mean, remember, in baseball, when you have a team like Houston that's just crushing it, the markets can never price you out of a win. It's not like football where you go, the point spread, they're laying 14. Now this week they're laying 17. Oh my God, they're laying 21. Eventually, they'll price you out of a win. That doesn't happen in baseball. The Astros win, you get paid. They win by 2 runs, you get paid on the run line. So when you have a team like Houston, all the markets and all the odds makers can do is make the price really high so some bettors don't get involved and try to win it back. And the few instances where the Astros are losing, today might be that day, but Houston's not a team I'm stepping in front of right now.
No, and Justin Verlander going home to Detroit, so he'll be motivated as well. No.
He's had an outstanding start to the season, 6-1, 0.8 whip. I mean, he's pitching unbelievable, but there is no chance I'm taking a minus 370. You do that on a regular basis, you lose your bankroll. We all know it.
Minus 1.5, minus 220.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've seen that.
Ain't
Yeah,
touching.
that's high. I mean, I don't know that I have either, to be perfectly honest. That's very rare.
Yeah, so a wee little small amount, parlay with Detroit and San Jose, $5 or something. St. Louis, Atlanta. I keep telling everyone, take Atlanta over the total every day, every night. Blind. They went over last night, 14-3. They're at home tonight. Dave Cokin, they're minus anywhere from 130 to 143. The over and under is 9.5. I'm going back to the over. What do you like in this game?
I don't like much of anything. I'm not going to lay a price at the Braves right now, but I do like Mike Soroka a lot. I think he is their number 1 pitcher, even though he's very young. He just continues to toss out really good starts. And the Braves are actually playing their best baseball when he takes them out. But he's 5-0 this year on the grading scale. I really like Soroka. I like him better than Walker, who has not been very good, to be quite honest. I think the Braves will win tonight, but I can't bet them with given their current form and laying a price on top of that.
Teddy, any thoughts on this game?
I got the Braves 22-18-2 to the over this year, so they haven't been a particularly strong over team yet. There's a slight bet to the over, but nothing strong. All that being said, I cashed an over ticket with Atlanta last night while Jack Flaherty was still pitching a no-hitter.
Yeah.
It was 11-0. Top of the 5th. Of course, Flaherty got hit for 3 in the bottom of the 5th, which ended the no-hit bid. But the game was the highest scoring game of the day. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see tonight's game be the highest scoring game of the day. These are 2 good, potent, hot lineups. All that being said, Waka's been rough. I mean, and I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Atlanta. I mean, they got bombed at home yesterday. It's a brave spot. They've got Dave considers him the number 1 starter on the hill, and Waka's bet against right now. So honestly, I think the price is fairly cheap to back Atlanta today. It's Braves are past for this better.
Speaking of over teams, Texas, 10 games to the over, 24-14. Kansas City, 23-17 to the over. The over and under in this game is 9.5. Kansas City, a small dog at plus 110. Texas is on a free fall. They've lost 5 games in a row. Look at the runs they are allowing in, Teddy. 11, 15, 11. It's pretty bad for them. What are we doing in this game?
Well, at least Shelby Miller's not on the hill tonight. Dave will talk about him, I think, in just a moment. It's his favorite fade in all of MLB. But it's a Rangers lineup that you talked about the 24-14 to the over. Lineup can hit. Pitching staff can't get anybody out. And all of a sudden, the Royals, who can't hit, I mean, they got going offensively last night. I don't have a strong take on this game, not anything that I was close to betting. No argument if you want to ride these Rangers over. When you have a hot lineup and a bad pitching staff, overs beget overs.
Dave Cokin, what do you think about this game?
Well, I mean, the Rangers at least had their best guy out there tonight, Mike Minor, but I don't want them. The Royals, this is really interesting on the Royals very quickly. There is a buzz that the Royals might actually be buyers. They think they've got a chance to get in the divisional race because Cleveland's down and Minnesota has been great so far, but who knows if that's going to continue. So it'll be interesting to see what the Royals do from a management standpoint. I don't want Jorge Lopez They've lost 7 of his 8 starts. Not interested in that. This is a pass for me.
Last game on the board, Dave Cokin, we go to you first. Los Angeles Dodgers, San Diego Padres. The Padres have come down to earth, lost their last 2 games, 3 of their last 4. Home team is minus 160, give or take. 7.5 is the number. What do you like in this game, Dave?
Matt Strom's been really good for the Padres. He doesn't get the attention that some of the other guys in the staff get, particularly Paddock, who got racked last night, and Paddock might be a go-with guy at his next start. But Strom has very quietly been very efficient for San Diego. Kenta Maeda seems to be settling in now for the Dodgers. He's not going to be a distance pitcher anymore. Those days are done. His assignment is to get through the order twice now, 5, maybe 6 innings for Maeda, and then give way to the bullpen. I think he can do a decent job doing that, and he's starting to show some positive signs. So I think this is one of those games where you look at the 2 starting pitchers and leave the bullpens out of the mix. First 5 under 4 plus 105 is actually like free play today. So let's use that here. First 5 under Padres and Dodgers. I know the Dodgers have been an over team, but I like them under in the first 5 here, and you get a small plus sign on that as well.
Dodgers have only been an over team by 2 games so far this year, 22-20. Teddy, what do you like in this game?
I mean, Maeda's spot on right now. 2 starts ago against San Diego, he figured out he was having an issue with his slider. Yeah. And then he figured out and said the 5th and 6th innings against the Padres, quote, I had a good feeling my pitches around the 5th or 6th innings of my outing against San Diego. The biggest was my slider, blah, blah, blah. I had a good feeling in the break and was able to carry that over last Friday. Last Friday he was unhittable. 1 hit over 6 scoreless innings against the Nats. I know the Nats aren't hitting, but Maeda was actually pushed forward in the rotation. Well, Rich Hill was pushed back because he's been rough. Maeda's bet on right now, and the Dodgers are taking these Padres games very seriously so far. And they've had San Diego's number a little bit, although Machado, he's all of a sudden heating up right now.
He had a pitch last night. It was the 9th inning. It didn't matter because it was a 3-run game. But he had a pitch that was like 2 feet off the plate by the time. It was one of those Jensen pitches that had incredible movement on it. And he still somehow pushed it to right field for a base hit. Machado's starting to get hot.
Yeah, and that's a big bonus for the Padres moving forward.
He's Teddy. I'm the Prez. Dave Cokin with us. First pitch in the bag. Dave, we'll see you tomorrow. I'll let you know what time later. It's you, me, and Ralph Michaels. Teddy, you made it through the show with only 1 red card. Congratulations. And
Coach helps.
The good news, Teddy, we're done with each other for the week.
Oh, thank the Lord.
Uh-oh, red card.
No. Theodore, Dave, be well. Take care, everybody.